Hello everyone, Silverstruck here. Welcome to the Silverstruck channel. Earlier today I was doing a little bit of inventorying, picking through parts of my collection and just taking an inventory of what I have. I'm sure some of you do the same out there. We take a section of your collection or maybe the whole thing and do an ounce count or an inventory of different varieties. And so that's what I was up to. Thought it might make a fun video to show the results. The last time I really paid a lot of attention to what I had for Engelhard Prospectors, the standard production rounds here, not the proofs and the fractionals. I'm just talking about the 1 ounce standard production rounds. I had hit a channel milestone of stacking 100 of these rounds. And now, after doing an inventory, I can tell you I have 117 rounds total right here, which is really nice. That does include my pickup today of these 2 rounds, which I'll talk about throughout the video. So it's 117 total as of right now. There is one round I'm not showing here simply because it's in a difficult spot to get to, basically. But other than that one missing round, they're all here. Some of them are in an album, so I'm going to just pan up a little bit so you can see. I have a lot of my better examples inside this round album, just so I can admire some really nice, brilliant uncirculated specimens, if you will. So I put some of the nicer rounds I have inside that album. But obviously the bulk of the collection is right here. So I'm going to pan back down so we can see all of that. So let's start off with the first year of issue, and I'll take you through my inventory of standard production Engelhard Prospector rounds. And what better place to start than the first year of issue, which is 1982. Now for 1982s, I have a number of them in original packaging here. As you can see, I have this little stack of 10 connected ones. So I'm going to leave that all together and preserve those. And then I have a couple loose ones here. I'll pick up this 1982 and talk about this one. As you can see, we have a lot of spots. So this original packaging sometimes will cause these rounds to spot up quite a bit, as you can see there. It's very inconsistent. Some rounds spot up, some don't, and some have just inconsistent spotting. So you can see this stack of raw 1982s right here. And this one was obviously in the original packaging for quite some time, and then it was removed at some point. And you can still see all the spotting. So that's how you know these rounds were in the original packaging at some point. So for 1982 Prospector rounds, I've managed to collect 22 in total. So I've got 22 of these rounds. In 1982, as most of you probably know, it was the Big E reverse. And then in 1983, they also used the Big E reverse. So let's have a quick look at some 1983s. I have a stack of them right here. And for 1983, including my new pickup today, I have been able to collect 12. This one's a very nice example here. Now, 1983 is the key date of the standard production round series. Even though every year of standard production rounds has the same mintage according to allengelhard.com of 75,000 per year, for whatever reason, the 83s are much more scarce. I don't know if the real mintage is much lower or some of these just didn't survive, but 1983 sells for quite the premium. I was able to pick up a really cool one. I'm going to show my new pickup here. This is part of the stack of 12 that I have now. This is a purple toner. So it changes color depending on how you angle it in the light. Pretty neat. Got some really interesting colors to it. Pretty cool round. So I'm going to add this purple toner into the mix here as a regular blast white reverse, if you will. That Big E. So there we have it. Another 1983 Engelhard Prospector. Now, the next year, 1984, very, very interesting year, and this is why doing inventory is important. There are 2 different varieties of 84. The Big E reverse for the beginning of 84, and then they moved on to the Eagle reverse. And I had not known, really, that I only had collected 2 of the 1984 Big E reverses. You can see the date there, 84. Flip the round over. This one is a big E. So this is the last of the big E's for the standard production. 2 of those in the stack. And then for the Eagle reverse, which is the reverse used from 84 all the way through 87, I have collected 40. So here we have a tube of 1984 in mint condition, an original Engelhard tube. I don't like taking those out or handling those rounds. That's why I left them in the tube. You can see the Engelhard logo on the cover right there. And then in front of that stack of 84s, I have the rest of the 84s in my stack. And so I left an interesting one on the top here. I just thought it might be fun to show this one. And this is a tape toner. So obviously this was in an album of some sort. And you can see that it toned to either side of the plastic strap. 1984. And then the reverse is in particularly nice shape. And that's probably because it was in that album. And so that reverse really held up quite nicely. So there you have it, the 1984s. So the next year is another common year, 84, 85, very easy to find. So for 1985, I have a total of 21 of the standard rounds, and then one that was gifted to me with a kind of gold gilding, if you will. All right, so let's have a look at one of these 1985s. I'm going to pick this one up right off the top. Just a standard 1985 production round. We flip it over, you can see it has the Eagle reverse. One of the interesting debates here in the community is which is the better reverse, the Big E or the Eagle. I really like both, but I do favor the Big E just because I do really enjoy the original reverse. Let's have a look at this one-off gold gilded one, if you will. This is also an 85. Pretty interesting round. And this one was gifted to me by Silver Bar Stacker. Great channel and website he has. Got a little JM 1 grammer in there too, so pretty neat round. So after 1985, obviously, we have 1986, and for the 1986s, I have the little stack of them right here. I've been able to collect 12 1986s. So just a regular, again, standard round Eagle reverse. And then, of course, that brings us to the very last year that Engelhard produced these wonderful rounds, and that was 1987. 1987 is the second most scarce round to collect, although the 83 is doubly harder than the 87 is. But the 87's no slouch, and I have a little stack here. The total number of 87s that I have in the stack number is only 6, and that's thanks to this particular pickup I had today at the LCS, and I was excited to find this 87 in excellent shape. So a really nice example. Beautiful round. So this is my 6th of these rounds here for 1987. So there you have it, my friends, 117 ounces of beautiful vintage silver. You'll have to let me know in the comment section, is there a certain year Engelhard Prospector you like, or do you like one reverse or the other? The debate lives on. So let me know that in the comment section, if you will. And if you're still watching, I appreciate your viewership. Thank you so much. And as always, thank you so much for watching.